Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Guys, I'm back again with a very interesting video. It just, as you can see from the topic or from the title of this video, today we will be discussing about how to manage stress at workplace. And you know what, it is very common. This stress is very common at workplace, and it has some health consequences. And if we are not careful on how to handle this, or rather how to manage this stress, we may end up being sick all through. And today, guys, I want to share with you some of the tips that we should follow so as to manage this stress at the workplace. And without any further ado, guys, let us go to the tips that we are supposed to follow. Number one, we should avoid morning stress. Morning stress comes in so many ways, especially for the ladies who are supposed to wake up and do some chores in the house before they leave for the office. You know, we have kids, sometimes kids who needs to go to school, and these kids are supposed to be prepared. We also have a duty here to wake up and prepare their breakfast. And maybe others have small kids who needs to be breastfed even before you leave for work. Sometimes you're there and you need to express. And guys, counting all these things, at the end of the day, or by the time you are going to the office, you are already stressed up. Without forgetting the traffic stress. You can imagine this number of chores that you've done in the house in the morning, and then you go there to the traffic, still to traffic for like 1 hour. So by the time you're reaching the office, you are already stressed. And what we are supposed to do is just to avoid this morning stress. And how do we handle this morning stress? Number one, we need to plan in advance. There are 3 things that we need to do so as to avoid this morning stress. 1, sleeping early. 2, planning ahead. And number 3, we need to wake up early. When I talk of sleeping early, you know, you cannot be able to wake up early if you did not sleep early. Sometimes it becomes difficult, especially for them who have kids. Sometimes you need to make sure that all the kids are asleep. And so you find yourself sleeping very late, but we need to sleep early so that the following morning we are able to wake up early. Planning, we need to plan ahead. What will I do tomorrow morning? You need to have everything in place. If it is the kids' clothes, school clothes, we need to have them organized. If they need to be ironed, they are supposed to be ironed in advance. If it is about the tea, we need to have all the utensils you washed before you sleep. You need to have all the utensils that will be used in the morning ready, cleaned, not waking up and start washing the utensils in the morning when you are supposed to prepare to be preparing the kids to go to school. The other tip is to understand our expectations. When we go to our offices, sometimes we are kind of being confused, especially if we don't know our expectations, especially to the people who are given a lot of tasks to do. Today you are told to do this, tomorrow you are told to do this, so you are not even able to plan your job in advance. You get into the job and you're told to do this. After 2 minutes, you're told to do the other one. After 3 minutes, you're told to do another one. So you are not able to plan your job. And in this case, it's like you don't know the expectation. What is expected of you? So it is always very good when you go to workplace, know what you are expected to do, know what you're supposed to deliver at the end of the day, so that you are able to plan yourself well, because the time you fail to plan yourself in advance, at the end of the day, you will have done nothing. So knowing your expectation is very important. Go to workplace. And in case you're not sure of your expectation, just sit down with your manager. Just sit down with your line manager. Let him explain to you. Discuss this issue together so that you are not affected and he is not affected. Remember, whereby you are affected at workplace, then even you will not be productive at all. So you need to sit down with him, discuss your roles, let you know you are expectations, and you are supposed to come up with strategies on how to meet these expectations. So it is very, very important at workplace to know what you are expected to do. Number 3, avoid conflict. Just avoid conflict. You know, there are those people who are wired to start conflicts throughout. You live with these people, they will always be in conflict. Try to avoid this kind of people. Don't involve yourself with this kind of people. And when you realize this person is having a lot of conflicts or brings a lot of conflicts to you, try to avoid this person at all costs. Don't share your personal things that you know that can bring conflicts or can make others hate you. Just avoid sharing. Just stay with your own things. If it is talking to these people who bring a lot of conflict, just talk to them just very few words. And in any case, just discuss job. Anything to do with your personal issues, don't. Try to avoid those conflicts. Just avoid those conflicts, because this is what will make you more stressed. Number 4, stay organized. Even if you are not an organized person, teach yourself to be organized, because where you're not organized, then it means you are not able to do your work well. Even if you're the most disorganized person, that just try to teach yourself, just to learn to be organized, especially at the workplace. Go to the workplace, just write a to-do list for the day, so that whatever you're doing, you'll be able to be knowing that at this time I'm supposed to have done this, or at this time I'm supposed to be doing this, so that you avoid that confusion at the workplace. You need to have your work flow so that you can be productive, so that you can be able to deliver. Remember, when you are disorganized, then it means that you cannot deliver anything at the end of the day. So organization is very, very important for you to avoid stress. Then you need to be comfortable. Make sure where you sit down, your desk is comfortable, your environment is comfortable, and even your seat is comfortable. Remember, where the environment is not comfortable, then it means you are not able to work. Like me, I don't know how to work in a noisy area. Sometimes you find myself putting the earphones, and it is not that I'm listening to anything, but I'm trying to avoid the surrounding noise that is interfering with my job, because I know this affects my performance. So you should ensure that the environment that you're sitting in is very comfortable. If it is in terms of seat, in terms of the desk, in terms of the computer that you're using to work with, everything, your surrounding. If you're not able to work in a very noisy place, try to make that place cool for you. Forget about multitasking. You know, ladies are wired to multitask, not like men. A man cannot be able to multitask, but for ladies, they can multitask. But for you to avoid stress at workplace, please try to avoid multitasking. Just do one thing after the other thing. If you're able to multitask, then well and better. But if you feel that you're not capable of multitasking, please stop multitasking, because you will reduce errors and you will also reduce the stress that can come with multitasking. It is not always going to do one thing at a time. Allocate your time. Do one item at a time to avoid this kind of stress. So if it is possible to avoid multitasking, just avoid it. Work at lunchtime. You know, sometimes like us, when like those who carry lunch in their offices, that is the packed lunch, sometimes you don't walk, sometimes you don't find yourself work, and you just sit down. And sometimes when I have lunch, I find myself working as I eat, which is not recommended at all. You are supposed at least to have some walk, get up, walk, even if you're not going for lunch, but you are supposed to do some, at least walking a little bit. Don't just sit down where you sat in the morning. You have not even woken up from that seat from morning for 8 good hours. You sit, and this time it is like you're ruining your mind. Not only your mind, even your body, your physical body. At the end of the day, you'll find yourself being so tired, being so stressed up. So you need to take some walks. Just wake up, do some tool wraps, come back to the office. So for those who don't wake up from their desks, and I know I'm one of the victims, we need to get up, just have a walk around, and come back to the office. And the other thing, the last item, is that listen to the music. That is in the morning when you're driving back towards the office, or in the evening when you're driving back to the house, just have some music. Like me, I love music, you know, like I like also listening to read the Choice Radio. When I hear Mwalimu Rachel talk, I feel so much energized. I also like listening to Spice Babla. When I hear Babla talking about some, you know, you feel good, you feel energized. So that by the time I'm reaching my house, I've forgotten what has been happening the whole day, and I start a new thing, so that I am able now to start planning for the next day. If it is reading something that makes you relax, just do it. This will help you to avoid, or rather to reduce, the stress at workplace, so that at the time you're reaching in the house, you are able to find your kids in a sober mind, in a very clear mind, a mind that is not stressed out by work things. And guys, this is the only way to work. If you're one of the people who is being stressed up at the workplace, just try any of these tips, and I know it will work for you. So ladies, this is the time that we need to reduce our stress at workplace. And it does not only work for ladies, but it also works for men. So guys, for this and more videos are coming. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, just kindly subscribe, join this family, and my next video is coming. So from me guys, I'm gonna say goodbye and thank you for watching.